You all thought I was gonna end up being quiet about this story. Nope. In fact, I'm gonna end up having a field day. So strap yourselves in and brace yourselves because there's gonna be a lot of blasting from me to all you negative dimwits out there. Without further ado, my name is Tartar's Queen Dragoness, and let's get right into the video. Dave Chappelle, one of the funniest comedians of all time, has come to under scrutiny. Honestly, I've been a big fan of Dave Chappelle ever since I was a young child. I lost track of him for years because, well, life happened. It's not I never lost interest in the jokes. In fact, I've always found his jokes so funny, I literally have to remove myself from the room in order to catch my breath. So when I saw these news articles about Dave Chappelle being transphobic, I thought to myself, huh? Now, before I continue on, I want to ask people something, especially those who blasted Dave Chappelle. Do you know how to tell a joke? Wait, hang on. Hold on. Let me stop you right there for that second. Let me, as the mother, tell you, as the child, and read the definition of what a joke is. A joke is a thing that someone says to cause amusement or laughter, especially a story with a funny punchline. Let me also ask you, outraged losers out there, something. What do you find funny? What amuses you? And this is not also an isolated incident. Over the last decade or more, comedians have been blasted off the screen or, to some extent, to stay relevant, have to do politically correct jokes. Jokes which, by the way, are not even funny. At all. Period. Comedy, the way these artists do it, is to make fun of some of the absurdities of stereotypes, even going as far as to over exaggerate them. Do they believe everything they tell you? Is it part of their personal daily life? Belief system? Hell no. White jokes, black jokes, comedians of all races and genders. All of them did stereotypical jokes of their own and each other's races and religions. The LGBT community had their fun in the sun, yet for some odd reason, a certain percentage of the transgender community finds it insulting. What I think is that Dave Chappelle did something that a ton of the offended people missed the mark on. In a strange way, because he's a comedian, in a strange way, he accepts the transgender community that he actually puts them in his material. I used to be like him. I don't hate you. I don't insult you. I mean, I'm insulting the offended now, truthfully, but I'm trying to be a part of your life. I'm trying to communicate with you in my own way. If a transgender person did the exact same comedy lineup and material, would you be offended by then? Most likely not. That's called hypocrisy. People who are offended by Chappelle's performance and are causing this uproar, you know what you're doing at this point? You want people to accept us, the transgender community, to be an intricate part of society. What you're doing right now is making people leave us. The offended are continuously giving the transgender community a bad name and are systematically, yes, you heard me right, systematically bullying people into loving us. The same mentality happened in the gaming scene just recently with Genshin Impact with the review bombing. Hey, guess what? I'm still playing a bad game. I still financially support MiHoYo. You may hate me because I still support MiHoYo. You may hate me because I still support Dave Chappelle. And guess what? I'm part of the trans community because I've known him since I was young. Here's a life lesson that your mama should have taught you. And any psychologist will tell you this to your face. Did you know that if you're offended by something, it means you have low self-esteem? You hate yourself so much that you turn into some vindictive idiot and make people become as sad as you. And you keep saying to yourself, if I can't be happy, no one will be happy. I will get my revenge on the world. Here's also another tidbit of information. Did you know that comedians do a test run with their jokes? Guess when I learned that? I was 14 years old when I found that out. I guarantee you that before Dave Chappelle did those so-called transphobic jokes on live television, he told those jokes to his transgender friends, family members, co-workers, anyone who knew him well. And those that kind of know him well probably thought all those jokes were freaking hilarious. And I actually did some research, and they thought his jokes were freaking hilarious. I mean, I saw a standing ovation. I'm also quite sure that if he did have those jokes that actually crossed the line, they never made it into the episode of The Closer. You know what that's called? It's called peer review. And it's what I learned in English elementary class, you bozos. That's how dedicated a comedian Chappelle can be. Same goes with Gabriel Iglesias, Aaron Cotty, etc. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go and relive my childhood by watching a marathon of Dave Chappelle, Jeff Foxworthy, Gabriel Iglesias, and maybe some Lily Tomlin and Ken Jeong. With that being said, requiescat in pace, and please, for the love of God, stop it.